What's going on, people? So last night we had a bit of a storm, and today it's just horrible again. It's not as bad as last night, but it's just wet and horrible out here, man. But I had to get out and come for a walk, man. I just needed to get out, and sometimes you got to. So I want to talk to you about OCD when it comes to your children, and maybe you've got it as well. But when your child's going through a compulsion, it's very important that you don't lose your rag with them, especially if they're already in a state. It's very important that you don't go in and judge them and punish them for doing something that they don't want to be doing in the first place, but they feel they have to. When you do that and approach it that way and go in and storm into a room and say, right, we're not doing this, or it sends the wrong message, because that child don't want to be doing it anyway. But when you can approach that situation in a more calm manner and more understanding, not judging and not losing your temper, you can sit down with your child, and it's not going to be easy, but you can reason with them more and actually maybe ask them, like, what is it that's bothering you? Why do you feel you have to do this? Maybe we can come up with a way to get around this, or approach it a different way and make small steps to start changing it, instead of you punishing them and dragging them out of a room or making them feel worse than they already did, because you think that that's going to change and better the situation in the end, when all it does is makes it worse. And that kid still doesn't understand how that they can change their situation and their compulsions. So it's very important, and it's going to take practice, because a lot of us do it where you just lose your rag. Maybe you drag your child out of the supermarket, or you're having a temper tantrum, and we're supposed to be the adults, but what do we do when they have their temper tantrum? We didn't throw a temper tantrum. We mirror and match what they've just done. So we're sending a mixed message, because we're punishing them for throwing a temper tantrum, yet we are doing the same thing to them in that same moment. So we are mirroring what they're doing. We're punishing them for a behaviour, but we're doing the same behaviour. So they're confused, they don't understand. They're like, you're telling me off for something that you're doing as well. So we have to really think about it as adults. We've got a responsibility of how we cope and deal with these situations. Now, as I said, it's not going to be easy, because a lot of us are in the habit of doing it that way. But what you have to realise is that at the end of it, it just makes everything worse. It's not going to change your child having a temper tantrum. It's not going to change things in the future coming up where it might repeat. It will give you opportunity, though, when it repeats, to do it a different way this time and work on yourself, how you deal with your child. And once you start doing this, it might not happen straight away, but I think you're going to see changes in terms of improvement and progress with you and your child. When you can sit down and ask them what's bothering them in a calm manner. What can we do to help you in this time? Do you want to be doing this for the rest of your life at the level you're doing it? Does it make you happy when you do these compulsions? What is a way that we can get around this? What is a way that we can fight back? Because your child ultimately just wants your help, but they don't know how to express it, and they feel that they can't beat this monster in their head. But when you make them realise that you can, and you're there to help them, that's what they want. It's not going to be easy, because they're still scared. But when you can be there to support them and be their anchor and guide them in the right direction, I think most of the time they're going to see that there's hope and there's an end goal, and there is a safe place for them, even though it's going to be hard to deal with it when you first start practicing it because of the anxiety levels and everything. But they have to get comfortable in difficult situations, which is never going to happen if you just punish them and lose your rag when they're losing theirs, because all you're doing is just, in a way, you're promoting that behaviour. Because, as I said, you're punishing them, but you're doing the exact same behaviour, and you're supposed to be the adult. So This isn't a video to have a go at anyone, because I've done it in the past, but it's something that I'm learning, so I want to share it with you guys that are going through the same stuff. When you can help your child and support them in a calmer manner and speak to them in a calmer manner, they're going to resonate and absorb the knowledge you're giving them more than if you're just shouting at them and punishing them. They don't learn nothing from that. So I hope this one helps.